How's it going, everyone? Coach Javi here. Let's get straight into it. No need for a long intro. You guys already read the title of this video. The disappointing refereeing performance from Michael Oliver in the Manchester City versus Arsenal match. I'm going to try and do this as unbiased as possible. I am an Arsenal fan. However, I think it's important that when we talk about the referees, we try and be clear, because the refereeing position is the only job in the world that no matter what you do, no matter how good you are, you're only 50% right in every single situation. You guys know what I mean by that. If you have a really good performance, not a single person gives you praise, because if you had a really good performance, you're essentially invisible, right? If nobody talks about the referee after the match, that means you did a good job. And if everyone is talking about the referee, you could still have done a decent job. It's just people weren't happy with the outcome of the decisions. So let's go into a few of the situations that happened during the match that really upset the people, and I want to give you guys my thoughts on it. The very first one, Leandro Trossard getting a second yellow for kicking the ball away, delaying the restart right at the end of the first half. A situation that Arsenal, for whatever reason, cannot seem to escape, because Declan Rice was in the exact same situation just a few weeks ago, right? Should that have been a second yellow? According to the letter of the law, it should have. I think this one's very different than Declan Rice, because Declan Rice purposely kicked the ball away to delay the restart. He knew exactly what he was doing, and he should have been a lot smarter in that situation. I honestly think that Leandro Trossard does not have enough time to process the fact that the referee blew the whistle, and he clearly kicks the ball away accidentally. I don't think he does it on purpose, and I think the fact that he also has just seen the situation happen with Declan Rice, he wouldn't have put himself in that position to do it and be the one that gets the red card himself. I think the referee should go up to him, have a word, tell him to be careful because he's already on a yellow, and I think he should give him the benefit of the doubt, because I think in a game that high stakes, Leandro Trossard would not put himself in that position. So, according to the letter of the law, is it a second yellow? Sure. I think the way that you manage the game, there's a lot of gray area, because if we started calling things according to the letter of the law in every situation, goalkeepers would be picking up a yellow card for taking a lot longer than 6 seconds. I think throw-ins would be policed a lot more, because everyone's doing foul throw-ins now. So that's where I think most people would say that Michael Oliver ruined the game, and they'll compare it to a situation that happened earlier on in the match where Jeremy Doku kicks the ball back and does not get booked for it. And so the Arsenal fans, because they've been in this situation before, are obviously a little bit upset at Michael Oliver for not giving him anything. Here's where I'm going to come to the referee's defense, because in this situation, I actually think it was a little bit different, and I don't think Jeremy Doku deserved to get a yellow card, just like I didn't think that Leandro Trossard deserved to get a second yellow. However, here's the difference. The place in which Jeremy Doku kicks the ball, he kicks the ball back to Arsenal because the free kick should be taken from about 10 yards behind where that ball actually was. Jeremy Doku does not kick the ball in a completely different direction. He does not kick it 20 yards back. He simply toe pokes it right back to Arsenal where the set piece should start from. You can see in the video Michael Oliver waving his arm to the Arsenal players to let him know that that's where the ball should start from, hence why he doesn't give Jeremy Doku a yellow card, because he's essentially just helping get the ball back to Arsenal. If Arsenal had started the play right from the spot which Jeremy Doku kicked the ball, Michael Oliver would have brought it back, because that was 10 yards in front of where the ball should have been. I think that's where it really pisses me off, all the people on social media, because they use that situation to talk about how unfair the yellow card for Leandro Trossard was. And in my opinion, those are two different situations, and what Jeremy Doku's doing versus what Michael Oliver thought Leandro Trossard was doing are two different things. You cannot use every single situation that you have in front of you to push the agenda, especially if one's wrong. You have to look at it as an isolated incident. So I think the referee got it right with Jeremy Doku, but I think he got it wrong with Leandro Trossard. Now, the biggest issue is the inconsistency of it all. That's the word that everyone's talking about. The refereeing is not consistent. Michael Oliver, last year, in the exact same fixture, Manchester City versus Arsenal, Mateo Kovacic was already on a yellow card, puts in another reckless tackle that is clearly a second yellow card. And Michael Oliver decides not to give him a yellow card because he says he did not want to ruin the game. And by giving him that second yellow card, he would have ruined the game. It's not up to the referee to decide when he's ruining the game, especially if a player puts you in that position. If Mateo Kovacic, who's already on a yellow, goes in for another reckless tackle and misses the ball and gets the player, it should not be up to the referee. It is essentially up to Mateo Kovacic, who makes it very clear to the referee that he should have gotten sent off. The fact that Michael Oliver put himself in the spot and used that excuse, whereas now, in a clear situation where he ruined the game, decides to say that it's the letter of the law and this is how the law is written, you cannot use two different explanations for essentially the same thing. So that's what's really pissing everyone off. The other crazy part about this is that just recently, Michael Oliver was refereeing a Liverpool match. Dominik Szoboszlai kicks the ball away. Someone actually used a stopwatch to time the amount of time it took between the referee blowing the whistle for Leandro Trossard and the referee blowing the whistle for Dominik Szoboszlai, and it was longer for Szoboszlai, and yet, once again, the inconsistency is there. He does not give a second yellow, and he does not send Szoboszlai off. But we did have a couple of other big-time refereeing mistakes that I think we need to talk about in this match. The second one, Arsenal's first goal, Calafiori, really good strike. In the lead up to the goal, the referee has called both of the captains in to have a conversation. If the referee calls you over, you get taken out of position to go and have a chat with the referee. Kyle Walker did not go to the referee and start talking to him. Michael Oliver asked him to come in and have a word. He has a word. As he's going back to his position, Arsenal play the set piece quickly. They get in behind. The ball gets cut back to Calafiori and it's a goal. Kyle Walker is absolutely fuming at Michael Oliver, and he has every right to do so. If you are going to call over a player and put them out of position, you should wait until they get all the way back into position before you blow the whistle. Kyle Walker used the goalkeeper as a perfect example. If you call out the goalkeeper and he's at half field and you're having a word with him, you definitely do not blow the whistle until he's back in his goal. So why would it be any different for the field players? You can tell Michael Oliver after the goal is being completely swarmed by the Manchester City players, has no idea how to defend himself or what to say, because as a referee, if you make that mistake, you hope that Arsenal don't score off it. And unfortunately for him, Arsenal do score off of it, and it pisses off the Manchester City players to the point where they have a valid reason to why they're so upset and why they're swarming Michael Oliver. Because now, if I'm Kyle Walker and the referee asks me to come and have a word, I'm never going to go. I'm going to stay in my position. I'm going to let the referee come to me, because I think that's absolute bullshit that you're calling me over and all of a sudden I'm the one that gets screwed for following directions. So that's a huge mistake by Michael Oliver. I think it's definitely time that the referees, PGMOL, whoever's in charge of all this nonsense, needs to take accountability and needs to show a direct path for how they're going to teach their referees to be better, their VAR to be better, and how they can give back the confidence to the fans that the refereeing performances are not going to be the talk of the day. Let me know what you guys think.